The TMR gang is about to go live online. Catch the video stream of the hottest and most awarded morning program on Philippine FM radio. The Morning Rush. Straight from the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Time to have fun with hosts Chico, Hazel, and Marky. Join the TMR gang now. Stand by and enjoy the program. The TMR gang is about to go live online. Catch the video stream of the hottest and most awarded morning program on Philippine FM radio. The Morning Rush. Straight from the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Time to have fun with hosts Chico, Hazel, and Marky. Join the TMR gang now. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Monster RX93.1, and we are live on Facebook.
Woo! Join us! Facebook.com/RX931. We're also on YouTube Live and Twitch TV. Join us and yes, get to meet the cast of The Sound of Music.
That's right. So, our prodigal son, Marky, is back. Marky, we'd like to, let you introduce our wonderful guests for today.
We've got the Von Traps today for everyone.
I know,
a couple
right?
of them, and yeah, and then a couple of the outcasts. So say hello to our. Why don't we introduce ourselves in true Sound of Music fashion? My name is Marky Showman. I'm playing the role of Rolf.
Oh, hello, Rolf.
Hello, Rolf. My name is Lauren, and I play the role of Liesel.
Hello.
Hello, Liesel.
Hi, good morning. I'm Karylle Tatlong Harry playing the role of Baroness Elsa.
Baroness? I'm
Kind of frozen also.
I know, right?
Exactly. And hello, I'm Trevor, and I play Captain Von Trapp.
Captain Von Trapp. Okay, so, we have like the iconic The Sound of Music. And, asking Trevor and Lauren first. You guys have started this tour. You've been to other countries, right? Singapore.
That's right. We started
Malaysia.
in Singapore, and then we went to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And then we came here to Manila, and this is my first time in all of those cities
Mine's
and all these
too, yeah.
countries, which is it's a dream. It's incredible.
So how has it been for you guys performing in front of an Asian audience? How is it different from, let's say, I don't know, an American audience, a European audience?
Yeah, I toured this show domestically as well for about a year, a couple of years ago. And we love the audiences here, especially here in Manila. We just, especially our opening night, audience was so electric. All of us were talking about it at intermission and after the show. We just thought we felt that community with everyone. And I think also having the wonderful Kay and Marky here in the cast really made it a really special evening.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. Every country does have a little bit of a different take when it comes to that, especially when it comes to being involved in the show, laughing, or when do you applaud, or how quickly you applaud, and those types of things. And in the States, for better or for worse, a lot of times people react really quickly. They applaud for everything, even when it's not good. And I'm kind of like, I don't really understand that. Like, if you perform in Europe in particular, they're also very vocal, but they'll be vocal if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in the States, I feel like everything's just like, oh, we really need to appreciate. And of course, you need to appreciate the work that people are
Right,
doing, but if
right.
it's not good, do you know what I mean? But that's the thing that I've really enjoyed here in particular, is that energy is like right there with us, especially here in Manila. The audience, also in the Samsung Performing Arts Theater, they're very close to us. These first few rows are right
Half your
there.
face
Yeah.
from your face, yeah.
Exactly. So it's really great to get that kind of instantaneous reaction from
We
the audience.
literally saw your tears watching.
Right?
It was that close.
Yeah. Like, we were going to give you like a tissue.
Yeah. You need that.
And for Karylle and Marky, how does it feel to be joining this, Broadway cast? And it must be like insanely thrilling.
Well, I mean, it's been crazy ever since I got the role here in the station. I was,
the big announcement was
yeah.
here.
So
Secret.
Sam, say hi to Sam. She called me up during our general assembly, and so basically she was like, "Oh, Marky, you got the role," and stuff like that. So I was screaming, and then obviously everyone else behind me started screaming, and she said, "By the way, we should keep this to ourselves first." And I'm like, not in front of other radio DJs. But they were very good. They kept things quiet. And I was just ecstatic to hear the news and to be part of this amazing cast. I've learned so much, grown so much. I mean, I keep saying this, but we have show underwear. Like,
That's the level we're at.
That is
Show
a
They
level.
are washed.
washed.
We put it
every-
in a basket, like in the
like
middle
in
of
a
the
basket.
show.
We are spoiled.
And this is what we had to share this morning.
But
That
but hopefully you have your own underwear, right? They don't swap it around after.
I mean, there was this one.
That's how
this one-
bonded we are.
There was this one incident. It was funny. So Captain's Trevor's underwear is a certain brand, and mine is a certain brand as
Yeah.
well. It's different brands, but I also have the same brand as Trevor's show underwear. So my personal underwear is the same brand as Trevor's show underwear, and it's exactly the same. So what happened was Trevor went and changed underwear, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna change underwear too. And I got into the underwear that looked like it was Trevor's, and he
Yeah.
said, "Are you wearing my show underwear?"
I don't suggest it.
Okay, you know what would be interesting? Let's recreate that.
I need a visual. I can't exactly understand.
Lights,
Yeah.
camera.
So what about you, Karylle? What's the experience been like? I mean, you've had so much experience in the industry, in the entertainment industry. This must still be like mind blowing for you.
The big rush though was crazy. So I just kept thinking, oh, this is what TV trained me for.
Yeah.
So, but parang don't be daunted by the timeline because it was such a short rehearsal period. But having Marky around is actually super good fun. He's got
Yeah.
great energy and he's just calming me down. We've had the best time. I mean, I'm having the best time. Just going. I've never done this many shows in one
Oh.
go because, di ba, parang limited naman yung mga run natin dito. Ito kasi it's Tuesday to Sunday.
Right.
And we
Right.
have 4-show weekends. Sometimes we had that in when we did Carousel, but not for every week. So this is a lot, actually. Everyone's been super sweet and just welcoming, so we were able to really just get in there with them. We had some bonding over the weekend, so that was extremely fun.
We went to O-Bar.
Oh my gosh.
Like, we brought the entire cast, and guess what? They performed Do Re Mi.
I don't know if they just
Maybe
that
they
for
did because they
us.
saw you guys.
And they brought me on stage. And then
And our stage manager as well.
yeah.
Oh,
Cute. It
wow.
was
And our
cutest.
stage manager, it was fun, and because we had, I mean, I didn't know many of the you know how the kids have the soul bridge signs. I don't have that down, so I was making things up as it went. But it was fun because, like, at least at the end of that, we got to really tell everyone that the Sound of Music is in town, and they're sitting over there. So come watch us next week.
So there's no like I don't know like being the newcomers, like no initiation or
Yeah.
anything.
What was what was the first rehearsal like? Like when you all first got together and when you met the whole cast. What was that like?
Because before they were there, we had our stage managers, si Rio and si Drew, and it was just them and us imagining the rest of them. And then for me, my scene partner, si Uncle Max,
Yes.
si Josh, came, and then I was like, okay, I can kind of get into it. And then when they arrived, they were like, the whole rehearsal
The
room
whole
was filled.
barcada, yeah, they're all there, and it was intense because, like, what happened was I had like 3 different scene partners in a row, so it was really hard to like really understand like the movement of how each of them. Because first I had Drew, our stage manager, and then I had Julia, Lauren's understudy, and then I had Lauren the day
And
after.
they have a whole dance.
And we have a whole dance thing, so it was just a whole different feel every single time. And then after a couple of times going through with Lauren, it started to feel easier and started to feel more relaxed. But I mean, that's what we have to deal with: different people stepping into the shoes of the characters, which is great. And they all have their different mannerisms, their ways of looking at the world. So it's always just fun to see when that happens. Like last week, we got to see different characters play certain roles, and they do it so quick.
Yeah.
Like they do the announcement to us, but they don't say anything. It's more like you do it because this is what you have been trained to do. And that's how professional each and every single one of these actors are. So a round of applause to each and every single one of these amazing actors.
And for like Lauren and Trevor, you guys are always sharing the stage with a lot of kids. Well, how's it like? Because I can imagine it must be so tough
it is cute
for
though.
like adults to be like in front of all these people performing. And does it take special skills working with very young children on stage?
Yeah, these kids are new to the production. We just put them in. They're from New York, so we had a couple of weeks.
wow.
Oh, they're so
Of
good.
rehearsal. Yeah, they just started. So, yeah, we had local children in our first 2 cities. So, yeah, we're really excited to have these kids. They're true professionals. I think they range in age from 7 to 12.
Wow.
Or 13. Yeah, and we have 6 children, and then we have 1 male child swing and 1 female child swing. So we're ready for anything for our long run. But yeah, they are really just wonderful to be on stage with, and children just aren't afraid of anything, and that's really inspiring to me as an adult who plays the oldest child. I really just have to like look at them in any given moment in a scene, and I'm just like snapped right back into the present moment. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, they're really amazing, and it has been a crazy experience. Like Lauren said, we've had different children in each of the countries that we were in, so re-meeting new family members for me is a
New
bizarre thing, and for Lauren, I'm sure as well. Like, oh, hey, my new siblings. And like Marky was saying, when people, I mean, things happen. When you do 8 shows a week, people get sick, people have to come in and out, and you just come in and a new person might be playing this other role, and you just play with them in that way, and that's a really fun thing. And this last week was the first time that these kids have done that big 8-show week as well, like you said, like the 4-show weekend, and that is a whole different ball game to keep that energy up every single time to make sure that it's new and real. But like Lauren was saying, they're kids, and they get to, once they learn all their notes and blocking and dancing, then they get to just kind of play. And I kind of got to watch that some this last week once they were kind of
already starting.
Yeah, they were like, okay, now I don't have to be thinking about where I'm standing as much or what my next line is. I can just be a kid. And that's a really exciting thing. And these young actors, they're amazing.
Oh, if you know what, FYI, if ever you need an alternate for Friedrich,
Wow.
I'm
Call
free.
you up. Yes.
You're
We
free.
will.
How old is
Maria?
Friedrich?
14.
14.
Perfect. You know, I can look the I can look the part.
14 where?
Yeah, I can do that. Like, Friedrich.
Marching, yes. Exactly. You nailed it.
You're hired.
That's my
That's
audition.
Yeah.
That's my audition. Yeah. Okay, so like, but you know, it's such an iconic musical. You know, FYI, that was my very first Broadway musical that I ever watched in my life. My first time in New York, I saw Sound of Music. So I have to watch this. Oh my gosh, this is going to date me. So the version that I watched was the one where Captain Von Trapp was played by Richard Chamberlain. So I was like, of course he was like I watched Shogun and like I was like, I was so starstruck, and it's so iconic. So when you play something so iconic, there are so many versions, right? Of course, there's the movie version, there's the Carrie Underwood version, there's the different Broadway theater versions. How much of it do you feel like you have to stick to what others have done, and how much of it is like I want to put my own spin to it?
Yeah, I feel like it's I mean, obviously with the show that's been around for this long, and
Yeah.
it's, like you said, has had all these iterations, and they're all wonderful, and they're
Yeah.
all very different themselves too. And in particular, the movie, which most people are extremely familiar with, is a little different than
Yeah.
even just the Broadway show on its own. Songs are kind of in a different order. Sometimes some different people sing. For instance, Elsa's character in the movie doesn't ever sing, but then she gets 2 songs in the musical, which is really wonderful. Especially those songs, because they really feel like true musical theater moments. Do you know what I mean when it comes to that? Plus, we get to hear Kay sing. Which would be a shame if we didn't get to. But yeah, so some of it's a little bit slightly different than the movie and those types of things. But I don't know. I feel like because the show, yes, it was written a long time ago, but it's very timeless because the themes are just as important today as they ever were. I feel like we can just approach it with our present self, with a modern day sensibility in a way that makes it feel real and relevant right now, without having to think like, wow, Christopher Plummer was, you know,
Right.
because of course he was amazing, and there's nothing. I think that they can all exist separately and not take away from each other, but bolster each other up. And so when we show up every night to be able to just start the story over and go through it, even if we have 2 shows in a day, to have to start it over again and go back, as long as we're able to just live in that moment, then hopefully I don't have any of those other people in my
Yeah.
head whenever that
Yeah.
happens. And fortunately, the show is written so well that it allows us to do that. There are lots of moments for me in particular that I get to just be on stage for a long period of time and go through a bunch of different emotional points and I can just track it on my own. I don't have to be thinking like do all this work off stage to be able to get myself to a certain point. As long as I'm living in that moment with those people, hopefully that becomes an honest portrayal to the people that are watching.
And yeah, I'd like to add that everything was so systematically planned that when they put in new characters, like for example, Karylle and I, when we entered, there were certain things that, like for example, our stage manager was telling us to do, like put the bike in a certain way. And I'm like, why? So, but I do it anyway, right? And then I get to the stage and I go, oh, that's why. Because there's something blocking, so it needs to be put in a certain way so that you can exit faster. It needs to be put in this certain line, and they know exactly what you need to do to jump into this role without getting into any trouble.
Like clockwork.
Like
Just-
clockwork.
Yeah.
It is
It's a
so
machinery.
systematic. It's amazing.
Okay,
And you
okay.
should see that backstage. It's a whole thing. 30 normally in Philippine theater we are called 2 hours before. 30 minutes before, no sound
no,
check because
walang
everything
sound check.
is fixed for you.
Nakakaloka yung walang sound.
Yes, they'll give you the box with your microphone. You have to be ready. You have to be vocalized. You have to be stretched. You have to be ready to perform. 30 minutes. You have to be a professional and know what you need to do on that stage, which is fantastic because they don't waste your time. They really allow you to have your own process and really create and go on stage and do exactly that.
You know what? We were kind of wondering that because like we had like a meal, we had dinner before watching, and then when we were buying coffee, we were like, I think those three guys
You saw three white
are
guys.
cast
We were
members.
3 white guys buying coffee. You're like, yes.
part of the Sound of
And
Music.
then she was like,
Nandito pa sila.
we were like, why are they still here? Aren't they supposed to start at like? And they were like, no.
Yes.
Okay, so since like it's one of the most beloved musicals, personally, what were your favorite? I mean, before you got into the show, what were your favorite Sound of Music song? Not necessarily the ones that you performed.
Because they're also iconic.
They're so iconic. I can't even like begin to think of my favorite. But yeah, let's start with Marky. What was your favorite Sound of Music song?
Maybe growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 Rings by Ariana Grande.
Wow, bata.
Bata,
Are you
bagets.
age of 17?
Baguette. 12. No, my favorite song as a kid.
Nakakainis yung Ariana Grande na yung alam.
My
In
favorite
character.
in character. No, my favorite song really growing up was 16 going on 17 was one of my
Yeah.
favorites when I was a kid.
I mean, that's why
But
you like Ariana, because you're 16.
16.
You're 17 going on
I'm
18.
like 12 going on 13. No, but I really started to enjoy another song while watching this. And it's when Captain sings Edelweiss.
Edelweiss.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
made me cry, for sure.
moment. Oh my gosh.
That's
It
my
is sung so
homeland.
well. And I get tears every single time.
Literally, somebody on Facebook Live commented, "Can we please hear a little bit of Edelweiss from Captain?" Like somebody's been commenting.
And can you sing it in a way that's very like, I mean, sing it to Chico.
I mean, I'd like to see that.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
No, because nowadays there are very like they're called plantitos and plantitas. People who are very much into plants, and this was actually a very important song in the musical because it's like the captain's way of saying goodbye
Yeah.
to his country. It's like the Edelweiss,
Bless my
like-
homeland forever.
Right? It's like they were about to leave, and then they're like, okay, so here's my goodbye to my beloved.
And it's pretty
country.
iconic because it was also the last song that Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote together. I mean, they had
Yes.
this massive, they were incredibly famous when this musical came out with all these other hits before Oklahoma, Carousel, all these things. And to write for their very last song, they're obviously amazing. They can write complicated melodies,
Right.
big orchestrations, complex, 7 kids singing together with Maria, all these things. To write all of these types of things, and then for their last song to be a folk song that sounds like it was written hundreds of years before.
Right. It sounded
How do you write something that sounds like it's been around for hundreds of
Yeah.
years and is simple enough that it could be sung by anybody,
right.
right? It's not like some big complex thing, and so that way you can tell the story through this melody. It's not do re mi, which is this kind of like vocal fireworks type of thing. And just to be able to to just write the song like that, but then to put it in that moment in the show where there is a lot of noise happening before, a lot of
Right.
anxiety, a lot of tension building up, a lot of big musical numbers, and then just to shrink down to just one person singing in front of all these people, like that's just, as far as theater goes, pacing and all those types of things, for me, I feel so fortunate because all I have to do is just step into it, and it's already been set up that way. You don't have to, there are certain shows, certain roles, certain songs you have to do that you have to work to make something else. Do you know what I mean? And this show in general, and that song in particular, literally just doing what's there takes the audience on that journey already because of how expertly it's written. Do you know what I mean? And that's a joy because then I don't have to try as hard.
Sample, sample, sample.
They're rating.
What the sound? Better.
Is this to you?
Oh, I mean,
am I
to
singing it to
everyone.
you?
To everyone.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me.
Wow! So, you know what? Just to remind everyone who's listening, you're on the Morning Rush with Marky Strom, Hazel Aguilon, and Edelweiss Garcia.
Are you changing your name?
I'm changing my name.
I think we need a mop in here.
How did that feel like though? Because that song is powerful.
It made me feel like Maria.
How do you solve na ngayon?
So what about you guys? Like what are your favorite Sound of Music songs?
You know, I loved what you were saying about the like beautiful simplicity of Edelweiss because it also brought to mind the title song, "The Sound of Music," which Maria sings, and it's a super iconic scene in the movie as well. It is in our show also. And then I was thinking how genius it is that it comes back a few times later on. Maria passes that song to the captain when he makes a big decision. In the show, the children sing it to their father, and it becomes more and more complicated with added harmonies. But yeah, it's just so special. I think that's what makes The Sound of Music so iconic too. Like these songs they just stay with people for a really long time, and they're simple but so beautiful.
And Karylle?
And Kay.
Siyempre, as a Baguio kid growing up, the hills are rough. Tapos iikot-ikot ka, diba, sa John Hay. Tapos gugulong ka. Kasi yun talaga eh.
Dapat sa Kenon Road.
Ay, di naman. Sa John Hay lang. Dun sa mga grass, diba? So I think, yeah, that was my first parang understanding of musical theater na you'll twirl under the sun like Maria.
That's
So,
true.
growing up, it was that. But watching the show, ito talaga yung Edelweiss made me cry. Sa rehearsal, sabi ko, ay, nakakaiyak pala tong show. Kala ko parang fun
It's
lang
all
for
fun.
kids. Hindi.
Ako yung
Touching.
the yodel song. That's what makes me cry because Chico does it on the show.
Lonely
every
Goatherd.
day.
I want to hear Chico do it.
I will not embarrass
Do it.
myself.
I wanna hear
Like
it.
after we watched, like in the car, he just kept singing it. And I was
Let's go!
Can we hear you, Chico? No,
Hi.
hello, pinasample mo si Captain. Mahiya ka naman.
As
No.
Maria. Ay, nako. As Julie
It's your
Andrews,
audition.
yung version.
Yes. Please introduce Edelweiss Garcia.
That's right. Come on.
Ikaw nagsabi.
I'm gonna kill you guys.
Ginusto mo to.
It was more like a creative reinterpretation.
Okay.
of
Remix,
Lonely
come
Goatherd.
on.
Remix.
We're all about that
Remix.
now. Did you need a kaduet?
What? No.
Hi.
No.
On a hill.
Mas mababa yung version niya.
Yeah. No, because I used to compete in yodeling competition. No, I don't. I'm joking. I'm completely
You
joking.
have set it
I would have
up.
believed you.
No,
We are
no.
waiting.
No. It's horrible.
Pinasample mo si... hello?
Come
Mabilis
on.
lang.
You're
10 seconds
you're
sample.
Julie Andrews.
Broadway professionals.
Lonely Goatherd.
One thing though, I really do suffer from performance anxiety. No, but what about Trevor? What about you? What's your favorite song?
Way to divert that. I
know,
see what
right?
you did. You're like, oh, but let's back to what I
Yeah,
said before.
yeah.
I actually really like Goat Herd too, especially because I don't have to sing it because it sounds really hard and I get to just sit backstage and enjoy it. I actually think that my favorite song in the show, especially that I don't sing, is, I know it's your hashtag, but it's also my favorite. Is How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria?
Yeah.
I think it is
fantastic.
so fun because the show starts and there's all these nuns on stage and they're singing in Latin and you're kind of like, oh, okay, it's perfect for Manila, perfect for, we love it here. But you're kind of like, okay, what's happening, setting the scene. You get that iconic Sound of Music song at the beginning
Yes.
by Maria. And you're kind of like, okay, I see like where the environment's going to be. But then this is the first song that really feels like it's a musical theater number. And it's these four nuns and they're all singing about Maria. And it's great. And it feels like it should be this like little soft shoe.
Yeah.
Like you always feel like you should be like doing a little dance. And I find it so entertaining. And our actors that sing it have the most beautiful voices.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible,
Yeah. Fantastic.
incredible expression through it as well. And it really feels like that. Like that's like the energy starting of the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, it's just like a lot of fun, and it's a great way to describe somebody I think a great way to describe like a main character is when they're not there, how other people talk about them.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's exactly what that song is about.
Yeah, like Marky.
Like Monkey when he's not here.
You know what? It's a constant thing. When one of us isn't here, gotta watch our backs.
But like for me, I like the one that I really get goosebumps like every time I watch it, even in the movie, like
Climb Every
is
Mountain.
Climb Every Mountain. Like it's such a showstopper. I mean, like when they hit the high notes, she was so good. Like
It's the
like-
same every
it's
single
goosebumps.
show.
She's a machine with that.
Like-
I
It's
don't know
incredible.
how she does it.
Yeah, like Mother Superior when she hits the, and it's like a, like it's Climb Every Mountain, but the song itself, it's like going up and up and up, and then when it reaches the peak, you're like completely overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
it was just amazing.
And our mother
Amazing.
abbess, Lauren Kidwell, has done this show now over 500 times. This
Yeah.
this production, and she sings that song twice in the show, both at the end of the first act
Yeah.
and the second act,
Yeah.
which is really wonderful because no matter what we've done during the show, she is always
the
amazing.
bookend.
Always at the end, she's always the bookends. It's a nice way thematically to remind people of what that means too, the difference between what the Climb Every Mountain means at the end of the first act compared to the second act. But just Lauren is vocally, dramatically, it's incredible what she's able to do every single time. So we're really lucky to have her singing with us.
So after Manila, what are your like? Where does the show go to? Like,
Yeah, so we're headed to Mumbai after this.
oh wow,
Yeah, we're really excited. We're going to be running for 8 weeks.
Wow.
8 weeks.
And I believe we are opening a new theater there in Mumbai, which will be really, really fun. We have a few weeks off after this, and then we'll be out there for a full
For like 2 months.
2 months, which is incredible.
Wild.
And I hear that after this, we might be going to see each other in a beach
You want to come to
setting.
Bali with me?
I think we're going as well.
Am I going to see you in Bali?
And we did not plan this after we found out that Captain was going to Bali. We planned this before.
We've announced this trip multiple times on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the disclaimer. Are you singing together in Bali?
Oh well, maybe maybe not Sound of Music.
Making music, yes.
Maybe there are other musicals. Oh, speaking of, okay, here's a little fun exercise. Whether you've played it or not, what would be your like dream like role of any musical or not musical, even musical or like straight play? What would be like for you your ultimate role for like theater? What would you like to portray?
Mauna na ako.
Okay,
Kasi gusto
okay.
ko original eh. So I really want to make a play.
Oh, really?
'Cause we've tried snippets in Showtime, but I want to really. I'm working towards workshopping that, and hopefully one day maging play talaga siya.
Oh wow, that would be so,
So
cool.
yun yung ultimate big dream kasi parang it's all
Oh my
around.
gosh.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we've
that
done
would
the
be
music and everything. It's just really making sure that it's complete. So ang role ko doon ay isang higad.
Oh.
Who turns into a butterfly. So yeah.
Oh.
So yun
okay,
lang.
interesting.
For now, yun yung pinaka-ultimate dream. Kasi parang ang hirap din to be a producer as well.
Right.
So hopefully, yeah, one day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys.
Since my first ever musical in the Philippines was Next to Normal.
Yeah.
I played Henry.
Oh, that was so good. It was sobrang nakakaya. Did you see that?
No,
I was so
No.
noisy in the theater because of the crying. I had to hide under my jacket. It was so crazy bad. Like the feelings.
It was crazy because like even if we did it in 2010, we still got voted by Sina Gibbs Caudis as like the best play of musical of the last
Decade.
10 years.
Yeah.
Last
Nakasa
decade.
talaga sobra.
So my dream when I get old enough is to play the role of Dan.
Oh.
Yeah.
So same musical but a different character.
Different
role,
character. And it's so funny because there are so many references to the Sound of Music in Next to
Oh.
Normal. So for example, the iconic song of Diana is I Miss the Mountains. And there's a snippet Zoloft and Paxil, talking about pills.
Okay.
Zoloft and Paxil and Buspar and Xanax, Depakote, Clonopin, Ambien, Prozac, Ativan calms me when I see the bills. These are a few of my favorite pills.
Oh,
So there are a few references to Sound of Music, and it's just a great little tidbit to that show.
Cool.
Okay. And Lauren?
Oh man, my ultimate dream role would be Emily in Our Town.
Oh.
Yeah, they need to put that on Broadway. But also, I would really love to do like Sondheim work, like Louise and Gypsy is another really big one.
Nice.
What about you, Trevor?
I guess if it was something that, if like type wasn't an issue, if I could be anything or if I could play anything, I would want to be Elphaba. I think.
Oh my gosh.
After seeing her in a
At Obar, I was like,
flying.
that's what I want.
Right,
I want
yeah.
that moment just once in my life. Iconic.
Yeah.
But my first musical that I really watched a lot in the States, and I saw a lot of, like when it was going through tour, was Phantom of the Opera. And I would love to play the Phantom. I mean, it's incredible. He's on stage actually not that much. He's like on stage for like 25 minutes total, but every time he's on stage, it's a moment. Yeah. The music's amazing. It's like what got me first interested in theater. I remember watching it year after year coming in on tour, and like there's a lot of stage magic that happens in it, right? They're like on this boat and things are disappearing and stuff, and I was always like really little, like looking up trying to figure out like how did they get like binoculars and be like, how did they get that to happen? It's a magical show, and yeah, I think that would be a dream.
You know, since all of the songs are iconic, most of us would probably know most of the songs. How do you feel about? Because you know, it trended for a bit a couple of years ago. You know, the audience singing along when it's a musical. How do you feel
wishing
about
for
that?
it? 'Cause
How do you feel about that? What's your as performers? Like, do you feel like, oh, I'm doing a good job because they're singing along, or it's more like, can you not sing
Shut the
along?
F up!
Like, as performers, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I've done some shows where the audience has been very close, like kind of a more immersive theater. And in that situation, it's pretty distracting. I remember doing a Sweeney Todd, and people were like literally this close, and they were singing with me, and I don't think they knew. Like it was like kind of subconscious,
Right,
like
right.
I know this song, and I kind of was like, and at first, because of my insecurity, I was like, did I do it wrong? Did I say the wrong word? Are they correcting me? I was like, oh no, they're just enjoying themselves. That can be a little distracting, but I guess it depends on the song, because like something like Do Re Mi or something where everyone's singing,
Right.
is like
It's
that
fun.
could be so fun.
Yeah.
If everyone started singing Edelweiss, I also think could be a beautiful thing, because it is. It's exactly right. It's an anthem, right? That everyone, and that even happens in the movie, right? It's like this moment of like we're all singing this together as, you know, an act of defiance, things like that. I guess it depends on the song. As an audience member, I've been around people even on Broadway or at a Broadway show that are singing around me, and I'm like, I didn't pay to hear you sing. I paid to hear Cynthia Erivo sing. Thank you. So it just depends on that situation. But I think it depends on the song, or it depends on the show and how fun it is.
And what about you guys?
I know people are wishing we would have a sing along at least at the end.
Yeah.
So
Because some do that. Because when I watched Saturday Night Fever and Mamma Mia, they'd have this thing after where like we'll sing it again, and then everybody can just sing along and dance, and like after they.
It's like their
After the
polite
curtain
way
call.
of telling you, do not sing
Yeah.
while we're performing.
We'll give
the
you a
first
time to
line,
sing
and
later.
you will have your
they
turn.
literally sang maybe like 3 songs afterwards, like the most popular ones, and like Dancing Queen, and then everyone will just, you know, let's go. Like
Yeah, it's
everyone
like a
will just
mega
perform.
mix at the end, like
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Mega
bowing. That would
mix,
probably
yeah.
be okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think during the show, generally, yeah.
Especially this show, because I feel like, yes, it does have all these iconic songs that do feel like you could play the soundtrack and be like, these are all so great, but they're all so invested in the story itself that, I mean, like I've said a million times, the story is so well written for that. So these songs, as fun as they might be or whatever else, they always serve a purpose of telling this story.
A story, yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing with that, but it would be so fun afterwards to hear everyone, because I do think everyone, you can see people like,
Though I do think after the finale, after Climb Every Mountain, everyone's probably like, okay, I'm done. Like emotionally.
You know, like
Finished.
the entire show, I was like, I had to stop myself.
I wanted to give
No,
him like a
because-
ball gag before
Ooh.
like the show. I mean, just
well,
just to help.
I brought mine. So
I brought my own.
I brought my own, so I don't want to
Yes,
use anyone
it's
else's.
Chico's ball gag, not yours, Hazel.
Okay, so like, why don't you guys invite everybody to catch the Sound of Music? Quite an experience. Yeah, like this is the third time that I'm watching it on the big stage. There once in New York, and another like I think it was a British cast, and then you guys, and it's like this is just amazing. So let's start with Marky.
Please, please, please come out to watch.
You're gonna get on your knees?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
Please come and watch The Sound of Music. We are at the Samsung Performing Arts Theater until the 26th of March.
The 26th of
26th of March.
And
we
every
run,
day,
yeah,
right?
it's Tuesday to Sunday, except for Mondays. We're basically following, Broadway time. So it's Tuesdays all the way to Sundays. Mondays were dark, so they actually got to go to the beach. They got to see Laia
wow.
Batangas, and it's in Circuit Makati. So come watch The Sound of Music, and maybe you guys can expound on that.
People are gonna watch you on your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
March 21. Guess what? This is crazy. March 21 is my birthday on the Tuesday. Also, Karylle's
March-
wedding anniversary.
And then March 22 is my birthday.
March 22 is Karylle's birthday, and Lauren's birthday is March 23.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's gonna be a
see,
big bash.
But won't that be a problem?
Why?
Because you'll be 18
Hi, patay.
on the 21st.
You can't do the show anymore.
Oh no, I have to say I am 18 going on
19.
19.
18 going on 36.
Right?
Something like that. Hey, that's Chico. Chico's been 36 for how many years?
36 years? I've been 36 for
But
36
as
years.
Edelweiss Garcia.
Oh, I'm
like-
timeless.
Yeah.
I'm timeless. Yeah. And Lauren?
Oh, yes. Please come see us. We're having so much fun, and we're really passionate about the show and the story we're telling.
It looks it.
We're so grateful to be here. So please come join us.
And Karylle?
Again, I'm just having fun seeing the comments. Good morning. It's my first time back, like in a radio
Right.
station, so it feels great after all those Zooms.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hello, we are here. We are alive together.
And the squeal. Did you notice that? The moment Karylle went on stage, it's like
yes. Yes.
people just squealed. They're like,
I was telling Yael, can you make sure people clap when I enter? He clapped now. So, yeah.
and it wasn't Yael. It was like, I think, like on our
Hindi
row.
nila
there
ako
was like,
nakikilala with the blonde hair. My
I
own
know,
father
right?
didn't even
Oh my
recognize
goodness.
me.
Sorry. Yeah, you look
no. You have to
stunning
tell
in that
everyone
blonde.
that's your natural hair color,
you go.
right?
You
know.
dye
This
it
is
every
this is
day.
dyed. This is
This is the
dyed.
acting.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's already watched. Like, thank you for being there with us for opening week. I've been talking to some people after the show, and they are having generations come with them. So
Yeah.
parang it's a whole family experience. Please experience it for yourself. Kasi syempre, we haven't had live theater in so long. I mean, we had a lot of shows last year, but let's keep the ball going. Let's keep it rolling and everything. So, diba, we are just so happy that everyone's coming out really dressed, huh?
Yeah.
And they are walking the red carpet themselves.
Right.
And they're early, 6 p.m. Nagpa-picture taking na sila dun. So, thank you to those who have flown in and like really come from out of town also. May mga nakausap ako from Bohol, Leyte, so thank you. So, if you're looking for something to do this March, come visit us on our birthdays. And you must hear Trevor sing Edelweiss. Yes, please experience it with your family and friends.
I'm so disappointed. I was expecting that you would say, kakaibang Karylle po ang maririnig.
Kakaibang Karylle po ang maririnig nyo. I am both,
Blandina po. ang
Blandina
role
po
ko
ako dito. Oo nga, I'm getting some squeals after. Yung mga,
Right?
oh my God, ang ganda mo sa vlog. And I love it. Yung sa stage door,
Yeah.
nakikipagchikahan ako. So yeah, come meet me there. Also.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Trevor?
Yes, we are so excited to be here, and we really hope that you're able to come and see us in the next few weeks. Like Kay was saying, I mean, whether you've seen the movie or you've seen it on stage before or you know some of the songs, bring the whole family. I mean, I really think that it's there's something for everyone, whether it be someone who has never seen the show before or thinks that they've seen the show before. It does. One of the best compliments we've ever gotten is that people will come and see this and be like, I've seen this a bunch of times, or I've loved the movie, and this felt like the first time that I saw it. And we're hoping that we can give that energy every single night that we come out there as well. And it's a blast. It's fun. You have every type of emotion during the course of the show. I mean, I feel like that's exactly what you want from a night of theater. And we're just grateful to be back and able to do this. This was a thing that had been postponed for a long time for us, and we just were like, one day we'll be here, and it's just here we are doing it, and I feel very grateful for it. So hopefully we can see you all there.
And sorry, I'm just gonna add this real fast. But on the 18th of March, if anyone from out of Manila is interested in watching Mula sa Buwan, the show I did last year, we're doing a pro shot. It's coming out online. So
Oh.
yes,
that's
so
exciting.
go check on that. We're also doing so I'm literally gonna do my morning, my matinee show, and then I'm gonna go straight to the movie theater because we're doing a screening in circuit. And then going back to the evening show
sakto.
of
It's
The
just
Sound
all
of Music.
there.
So it's all there.
Nice.
It's all in circuit, Makati. So come watch and support World War II musicals.
And before we let them go, we've got another request. Trevor, somebody wants you to come closer to the camera and to ask, "Are you lost, baby girl?" It's a request.
Okay.
request.
Which
Is the
we
request coming from the studio?
Is it
From the co-host.
to my left? Can I get my line again? What am I supposed
Are
to
you
say?
lost, baby girl?
Okay, that's what I thought you said. I was hoping it was different.
Did you need a scene partner?
Do you want to be? Oh,
No.
well, it has to be. Unfortunately, it has to be.
Oh, two camera.
Can be both of you there. Oh. Wait. Let's remove.
Okay, so sabi ni Mai, request ba ni Edelweiss? Yes, but there you go. But thank you so much for dropping
you.
by. And yeah, it was like, you know what? I don't think there is anyone who is not familiar with at least one song from The Sound of Music. And yeah, I think what Trevor was saying earlier, even with the movies, even with theater, you know, there was a point in the pandemic where we're like, will we ever go back to like watching stuff on stage and in cinemas? And now that we're back, like, it's like you cherish the very idea that we can do this again, because it's been taken away from us, and we didn't know for how long or if for good. For good. And but yeah, like so please take advantage of this wonderful opportunity that we are getting again, and watching these wonderful performers on stage. So check it out.
You seem a little flustered. Are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Just checking.
No. I'm
Are you
not.
Are you okay?
No, I'm a little. I'm experiencing a high on a hill with a lonely goat.
you are the lonely goat.
Hindi daw nila narinig.
Yeah.
Hindi nila narinig yung "Are you lost, baby girl?" Na-mute daw by accident.
Ay nako, tama na kayo. Tama na kayo mga
Take
akla.
two.
Tama na kayo mga akla.
two.
Nakakarami na kayo. But there you
Take
go.
two.
No, will you stop?
Daw nawala daw yung
Will
audio
you
kanina.
stop?
Sinadya daw ba? We don't hear anything.
What?
Okay, there.
We heard everything.
Go, try it again.
Hopefully y'all can hear it.
Hello, testing. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Take two.
Take two.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Ooh. 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 Yeah. If you want to make pa-cute. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
I never heard ooh live.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I see it, but I never heard somebody express it.
Kasi ano, it's our Gen Z stuff.
Ooh.
Kasi nakakaliyak ng lips.
Parang, ooh. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Sound of Music! Thank you so much. Catch it, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it for the show. And stick around. Nikki is up next, and the Morning Rush will be back tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. That's so funny. I had never heard ooh.
Yeah.
Spoken.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right?